start. Today is October 1st, 2018, and it's a Monday, the beginning of the week, and it's the beginning of the Domestic Violence Month. And I have this crazy idea of, starting this hashtag Connie Speaks. And the thought of speaking, like talking, is like crazy. To even think that I'm capable of speaking and like helping somebody else with the words that I have in my heart, or the wisdom that God has put in me, that has always been in me. However, I've never really tapped into it for various reasons, or maybe it just wasn't the time. I completely believe that timing is everything, that God does all things perfect, and his timing is perfect in all circumstances. But this Connie Speaks idea is like heavy on my heart. It's so many things I have to say, so many things that go through my mind, negative and positive, and my focus is always trying to stay positive, not allowing people to see the pain that I go through, not allowing to see, them to see my weaknesses, because I completely believe that there are other people out in this world that are going through things that are way worse than what I'm going through, or anything I've ever been through. So that's what keeps me from walking around with my head held down. Like, there's no ounce of pity that I have for myself that will allow me to walk around with my head down. I am a believer in God, and I am a child of God, and that weakness or that pity, don't get me wrong, I have my moments. We all have our moments where, we have to just let it all out by any means, sometimes in a positive way, sometimes in a negative way, but you have to get it out. And maybe this kind of speaks thing that's on my heart is a way of me like healing, like really healing, because the Connie comes from like me being like full of power, me gaining my independence, me being resilient, and me being able to endure all things within these years I've been alive. I'm 31, I'll be 32 in December, and I have experienced domestic violence in various ways from multiple people, and I've always been afraid of like, my objective is not to put anybody, to hurt anybody, or to stone anybody, because at the end of the day, I own all of my faults. I own all the things that I've done wrong. I own the imperfect part of Tricani, the imperfect part of Connie. Connie is that person that is resilient, that is able to speak. I don't know where, I don't know where it came from today, or maybe I do know. Like, God is working in me, You know, I am definitely a work in progress, and I know that all these things that I've experienced, all these things I'm going through right now at the moment, you can't tell, but it's definitely a tough time in my life, and maybe it's time for me to just start speaking and really conquer my fear, and fear not. You know, I use this hashtag fear not because I am, for the most part, a fearless woman. I'm no longer a child. You know, I'm not perfect, but I am no longer a child, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Plug. God is the one who strengthens me. You know, people ask me, multiple people ask me, you know, all kinds of people ask me, you know, how do you do it? Like, we don't even know that this is going on or that is going on. It's nothing but the grace of God. My strength comes from God. Jesus is the reason, period. I just want to go somewhere with this Connie Speaks, because I know that, you know, I can save a life. I can inspire people, which is funny because I inspire people that I look up to, and I never thought that I inspired those people. And it's, you know, it just shows me that, you know, you're not a lost soul. Like, yeah, you've made mistakes and you've gone through things that some people could never go through. However, you continue to push. I am a pusher. Do you hear me? I am a pusher. Like, I have never stopped pushing, and I never will stop pushing. And by me being a mother, that makes me even more of a pusher. Like, I have no option. Like, there is no other way. You know, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done. I have a village. My village is 100. And I am so grateful for them. But at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I have to thank Jesus. When I wake up in the morning, I have to thank Jesus. You know, I have to think of Connie first, because if I don't think of me first, if I don't choose me first, I can't love, protect, and take care of my children like a mother should. There's no way that I will be able to, you know, show my girls, which I have twins and a teenager. That's another story in itself. But it's no way that I can walk around with my head down or crying and feeling sorry for myself, and I have these girls to raise, which is not an easy task. Lord, forgive me for all the things I put my mother through. But this domestic violence thing is just like so close to home, you know, and it's so many ways to get caught up in a situation, like the generational curses, you know, the things that we think we need that we don't need, you know, just not knowing or not having someone there to say, hey, this is not what's up. This is not what it is. This is not the way it's supposed to be, you know. And I am totally in agreement. Actions speak louder than words. Like, you can hear it all day long, but if you don't see it, it doesn't exist. Like, you have to see it. If you don't see the good, you're only going to see the bad, you know. And then it's about your perspective. What is your perspective on certain situations or life and all this other stuff? However, this Connie Speaks movement is on the move. I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. But, you know, it's doing something new. It's like a hype, you know. Will Smith bungee jumping over the Grand Canyon. Like, that's the kind of hype it is. That's the kind of excitement. It's like, you have to do it. Like, you have to commit. You have to do it. you have to start somewhere. So Connie Speaks is where I'm starting. May God bless it. May God bless Connie Speaks and everything that moves around and goes in and out of what Connie Speaks.